Good afternoon and welcome you all the students. That going to be a very amazing and interesting session, students. That we have finished with you the next chapter of the natural resources, which is the very important topic and very important chapter in which we have discussed the biotic components, biodiversity, and what is the role of water, what is the role of the atmosphere. We have discussed with you the living and non-living things and how the biosphere is working, student. We have also discussed with you that what is the topsoil and how the important is the soil to us students. And also we have discussed, student, certain important points about the pollution, which we have discussed with you: air pollution, water pollution, soil erosion, student, and some of the factors which are responsible for this. Very important points were discussed, student, including acidic rain, that there is an acid in the atmosphere due to the gases which we are throwing, like oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, students. And you have seen how when the rain falls on that, you are getting acidic rain, which is very harmful and dangerous, students. You have also seen, students, we have been discussing about important things like the presence of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and how they are vital and important for maintaining a blanket on the planet Earth, and how they maintain a constant temperature, acts as a thermostat so that the temperature is viable for the living. So all the things are representing that the human activities, the activities of the living things, student, like plants, animals, are also responsible for creating the atmosphere which we have, which is very essential for the life. In the absence of atmosphere, you know what will happen, as there is no atmosphere on moon, and you have seen how much variation of temperature will be there in the morning and in the evening. Further, we talked of certain biogeochemical cycles. How important are these cycles, students, for maintaining a balance? There are many eco balances which are going on in this biodiversity, and how certain elements or compounds are undergoing transformations from one form to another, and in a cyclic form they are returned back, students. For example, we have discussed very important and vital water cycle, student, how the water is evaporated by the sun energy, student, and then this air becomes hot and then is carried out, student, condensation takes place, and then you have seen how these water droplets are formed and precipitation and causes rain. This water cycle is very important because 75% is about water in the planet Earth, and that is the most essential component for life, student, whether life will exist or not. Then we have discussed certain other elements which are undergoing cycle, student. We have discussed with you nitrogen cycle, that the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere, student, is unusable. It is, I'm inhaling. When I am respiring, air is going inside my body, student, which contains 78% of nitrogen and 21% of oxygen. Oxygen is reacting with the food which I'm eating, metabolism reactions, and giving, providing energy with which we are working, students. And we are exhaling carbon dioxide gas, students, in the process. So what is important, student, that nitrogen is required in proteins, amino acid, nucleic acids, and we have discussed with you nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation, how the nitrites are formed, nitrates are formed. There is a bacteria which you have told me, rhizobium, which is present in the legumes of the plant, student, and that is doing this process. So nitrification, nitrates are formed, ammonia, and then back denitrification in the atmosphere, the nitrogen goes back. Similarly, there is a carbon cycle. You see how much 18% of your body is carbon, students. Carbohydrates, fat, lipids, protein, they all contain carbon. And then how carbon is maintained. Photosynthesis and respiration are two very basic fundamental process, students. Photosynthesis, you are aware of photosynthesis by the plants in the presence of sun energy, students. And carbon dioxide, water producing glucose, and oxygen gas is produced, student, which we are using, which you are using for our respiration process. So the bio activities which are going on, student, photosynthesis, respiration are very important in maintaining the balance of the cycles which we experience. So oxygen cycle is there, students. As I said, photosynthesis, respiration going on, transpiration from plants going on, students. We have shown some beautiful pictures of that, so that visualization is important. And then we have also discussed oxygen cycle, ozone cycle, students. Ozone, how it is formed in the stratosphere sphere, and there is an oxygen ozone cycle, student. Ozone is essential for absorbing ultraviolet harmful radiations in the stratosphere, but it is not good for if it is we are having in our atmosphere, because it is poisonous, students. So photolysis is taking place, and ozone oxygen cycle we have explained to you in complete detail. Then we also discussed ozone hole, students. The depletion of ozone layer in stratosphere by fluorocarbons, which are fluorocarbons compounds emitted, student, by the refrigerants, and emission of oxides of nitrogen by jet plane, student. They are reacting with, there are radicals which are reacting with ozone and making it a thin layer, students. And already ozone hole has been spotted and is a cause of global warming. We discussed with you, student, greenhouse gases and greenhouse and the glass houses which maintain a constant temperature. And we also discussed that how the ozone cycle is going on. These are some of the vital theories which we discussed in this, and also made that human activities are causing large of carbon emissions into the atmosphere, students, and that human activities, industrial waste are going into the water pollution, then it goes to the soil also. And use of fertilizers and pesticides in the soil, student, is destroying the topsoil, because there are microorganisms, students, you have seen bacteria which are working, student, in the topsoil, which are important. If they will die, then plantation and everything will be largely affected. We have also discussed, student, deforestation. That is going to be a very dangerous thing, because more and more plants and trees being cut, student, for use by the man, for industries and urbanization, whatever is taking place, is going to give more carbon in the atmosphere, emission of carbon dioxide gas and methane gas, student, that these greenhouses gases absorb heat from the sun's radiation and will heat up the atmosphere. Already, if the temperature rises about 0.5 degrees Celsius, you know how much effect it will be. Glaciers are melting, ice glaciers, students, which are reservoirs for maintaining constant temperature on Earth. And the result of global warming, you already know, is a serious matter. So biomass fuels which we are burning, student, industrial waste, the gases from the vehicular pollution, building activities, all this we need to have a balance, student. So ultimately, why this topic has been taught, because it relates to the life on planet Earth. It relates to our quality of life. It relates to the threats to the human life due to the activities of the man. All this is important, so that we have learned cycles are going on. We should not disturb the balance of these cycles. Anything which comes in excess, student, will cause threat to the living organisms on the earth, student. So with all this knowledge with you, we are beginning, students, ready to go for a quiz. Are you ready? Tell me. Are you ready for a quiz? Tell me yes or no, students. You have energy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have so much knowledge, students. I know you are very intelligent guys. So, guys, you have so much good knowledge of this science. You learn so much. I always find that you are answering 100 out of 100 students. Such a good score I have never seen with large number of students. But you people are so good, so bright, so intelligent. As you are going to the next class, which will be also important because from that you will take science subjects, medical or engineering, because a lot of students are going and opting for uh, medical and engineering. You are in dire need of doctors in your country, as you have seen how much threat of corona is still existing and vaccination is still going on at a slow speed. So we are looking for more and more medical people, more and more health people, more and more dietitians, more those who are going to be taking care of the health of the citizens of the country. As you see that large number of people are sick in our country, suffering from a lot of chronic diseases. So with the knowledge of science, students, we are becoming more aware and we know how to take care of our health and the health of our parents and our other people in the country and society. So students, are we ready then? Question one is on the screen for you students. First question, the atmosphere of the earth is heated by radiations which are mainly four choices: radiated by the sun, re-radiated by the land, re-radiated by water, re-radiated by land and water. Tell me which is the correct answer, students. Which is the correct answer? We already know sun is heating the atmosphere. Sun is providing us energy, student, light, heat, energy, and it provides radiations. So what happens, student? What is the right answer? The atmosphere.
So, um, so D part, re-radiated by land and water.
Okay, Vidhi, your answer is absolutely correct. Answer has been given by Vidhi. You are getting 1 mark for that correct answer. The Earth atmosphere is heated by the radiations. So in the morning, the sun energy is coming, and what happens after the night when sun is not no longer there? The land and water, they are radiating these heated radiations. That is the correct answer. Okay, you get 1 full mark. Students, question number 2 on the screen. If there were no atmosphere around the earth, the temperature of the earth will, four choices: increase, go on decreasing, increase during day, decrease during night, will be unaffected. Which is,
Sir, it will go on decreasing.
if there were no atmosphere around the earth, temperature of the earth will go on decreasing. Any other answer?
So C part, increase during day and decrease during night.
Yes, is the correct answer because in the morning sun energy is coming, student, when sun rises. But when sun sets in the night, what will happen? Then if atmosphere is not there, the result will be there will be decrease. And you know already on the moon, student, what happens? You know on the moon, student, the temperature in the morning and night, how much it goes. What tell me the what is happening on the moon, student? Temperature ranges from minus minus 190 degrees Celsius, students, to 110 degrees Celsius. Why? Because there is no atmosphere on the moon. No atmosphere. So morning it's very going to be very hot, and in the night what will happen? The temperature will fall, student. This will happen. Then C is the correct answer. It will increase during the day and decreasing during the night is the correct answer, student. You are getting 1 mark for that. Okay, question number 3 on the screen. What would happen if all the oxygen present in the environment is converted to ozone, students? We have told you oxygen ozone cycle. What will be the result of that? We will be protected more. It will become poisonous and kill living forms. Ozone is not stable, hence it will be toxic. It will be harmful. Sun's radiation to reach earth and energy many forms of the day, student. So student, what is the correct answer for the third?
So B part, it will become poisonous and kill living forms.
Excellent answer has been given by Vidhi. You get 1 full marks. We have told you that O3 is required in the stratosphere layer, students, where it absorbs UV harmful radiations. But if the ozone students is present in our environment, if it is present in our environment, student, it is very poisonous. It is poisonous and hence will cause and kill. It will kill the living organisms. We have shown it. So it is good that it is not in our environment, it is in the stratosphere layer. As you have seen the layers of the atmosphere, we have shown you that is the correct answer. Okay, Vidhi, I thank you very much. Next question is on the screen, students. One of the following factor does not lead to soil formation in the nature, student. The sun, the water, the wind, the polythene bags. Which is the correct answer?
Sir, D part, the polythene bags.
Yes, Anya, your answer is correct. We have discussed with you the soil formation, students. Soil is very important. That is where we are living. That is where the growth of the green plants and tree, everything is taking place. Student, soil, top soil, we told you. And what happens when they are, what is the root of the this? There are rocks, student, and sun heats and they will expand, student, and then what will happen? Water will go further, more cracks will be there, then the wind will carry them. So the sun, the water, the wind will carry them, and then the soil is formed, student. But what is the role of polythene bags? Nothing. They have no role in this. So D is the correct answer. Anya, you get one full mark for that question. So these are all required, student, for the soil. The sun, you need water, students. You need wind. All this result in the formation of the soil, which we studied. Next question is on the screen. The two forms of oxygen found in the atmosphere are, students, two forms of the oxygen are water and ozone, water and oxygen, ozone and oxygen, water and carbon dioxide.
Sir, C part, ozone and oxygen.
Anya, your answer is absolutely right, which means you have understood. We have told you that what happens, oxygen plus oxygen will give you O3, and you have seen the oxygen ozone cycle is going on, students. Is very important that this, if this oxygen atoms are very reactive, they will immediately combine with the oxygen. And in O2, you have two atoms of oxygen. You know about it. You have two atoms of oxygen, and in O3 you have three atoms of oxygen. So they are called allotropes, student. They are allotropes. So these are the two forms, student, which are found in the atmosphere. Anya, you get one full mark. Correct answer. Next question. The process of nitrogen fixation by bacteria does not take place in the presence of molecular form of hydrogen, elemental form of oxygen, water, elemental form of the nitrogen, students.
So
What?
B part, elemental form of oxygen.
All right, with the correct answer, we have discussed with you nitrogen fixation. Very important. Which is the bacteria was used in nitrogen fixation?
So rhizobium.
Excellent. Rhizobium is a bacteria where it is found.
So root nodules of plants.
Root nodules of the plants. You have very good knowledge of science. So you are going to be the future doctors of the country. I believe that you are so good in science, students. Correct answer. Okay. Thank you. Next question on the screen coming, student. All our question answer sessions are meant to give you more knowledge of every chapter, as we will be having now a lot of question answer sessions of every chapter, so that we learn them, understand them, and questions we can answer 100 out of 100 means it's a great achievement. And by question answers, by these quizzes, we learn lot more and understand the every chapter very clearly. So once you will get 100 out of 100, that means you are full 100% students. Oh, you have answered all the questions. That will be great. Question 7 is coming. Rainfall patterns depend on student underground water table, number of water bodies in the area, density pattern of the human population, the prevailing season in the area. Students, what is your answer? These students, we studied about the rainfall, and
Sir, it depends on the number of water bodies in an area.
Anya, answer absolutely right. Absolutely right. We have discussed rainfall and we have discussed rainfall patterns in our country. We have discussed the monsoons also. And it's important, you have seen where the water bodies are more, student, that is where the life is also more, biodiversity is also more. Water bodies are important because water evaporates and then precipitation takes place, so they are very much dependent on the water bodies in the area is the correct answer given by Anya. You are getting one full mark for that. Next question on the screen, student. Among the given option, which one is not correct on the use of large amount of fertilizers and pesticides? They are eco-friendly. They turn the fields barren after some time. They adversely affect the useful component from the soil. They destroy the soil fertility.
Sir, A part, they are eco-friendly.
Which large, which one is not correct? Not correct. Okay. Which one is not correct, student? So that is the correct answer given by Anya. You get one full mark because what happens is, student, when you are using fertilizers, we have told you very important, and pesticides, students, what they will do, students, they are going the topsoil, there is a microorganism in them, students, you have seen that they are going and doing their job, they are very important. So those small insects, small microorganisms, very essential for the fertility of the soil, so they will destroy, student, the fertility of the soil and it will turn barren after some time. Soil erosion already going on, adversely affect useful component of the soil, that is also right. And soil fertility, they will destroy ultimately the soil fertility. That is why they are saying that use that natural gobar khad, natural, so that the fertility of the soil is maintained. So they are not eco-friendly. They are not eco-friendly. So that is the correct answer given by Anya. You get one full mark for this. Question number 9 on the screen now. The nitrogen molecules present in air, student. The nitrogen molecules present in the air can be converted into nitrates and nitrites by a biological process of nitrogen fixation bacteria in the present in the soil, biological process of carbon fixing factor, any of the industries manufacturing nitrogenous compounds, plant used as cereal crops in the field. Student, what is the correct answer?
Sir, A part, a biological process of nitrogen fixing bacteria present in soil.
Absolutely right answer. Anya, this is a correct answer given by you because you have already given me the name of the bacteria also which is doing this job. So you see that the topsoil, the soil has microorganisms which are responsible for nitrogen fixation. Otherwise, the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere is nitrogen gas. This is inert, students. This is inert. You have seen the structure of that nitrogen also, and it is unusable, student. So to make it usable, what is happening, nitrogen fixation is going on, they will convert it into nitrites, nitrates, and ammonia and so on. So this is done by the bacteria is the correct answer, students. Next question. Next question we are coming, students. One of the following processes is not a step involved in water cycle operating in nature, student. Water cycle. We have told you that what is happening in the water cycling, student. Water cycling. Evaporation, transpiration, Precipitation, photosynthesis.
The photosynthesis.
That is the correct answer. Vidhi, your answer is absolutely right because you know in the water cycle we have told you how water bodies student evaporation goes on and plants transpiration goes on and then what happens student the rainfall precipitation. So this is a cycle which goes on students. So photosynthesis is not involved is the correct answer. You get one full mark for that. Next question on the screen students. The term water pollution can be defined in several ways. Which of the following statement does not give the correct definition students? Correct definition. The addition of undesirable substance to water bodies, the removal of desirable substances from water, a change in pressure of the water body, a change in temperature of the water body. What
So
is
C part, a change in pressure of the water body.
absolutely right answer, Vidhi, because you see that by all these questions, our complete revision takes place of every chapter. When we discussed water pollution, student, which is very important, you know, water is very essential component of our life, and every day you drink so much of water, you make everything in the water at home, student. So the fresh and clean water is essential for us to survive. There is a lot of water, but that water is not usable. It contains a lot of chemicals, compounds. You know, sea water is saline and has so many other components in it. So that water is already scared student. How much there is a supply of the water in your home only for limited hours, morning or evening. So we need water student in many ways, but addition undesirable substances you are adding or water you are removing certain things student because the aquatic life is living and using those resources also. And temperature we have seen, if the temperature becomes very high, then what will happen to the living species in water, the aquatic species students, they will die. So only change in pressure is not going to affect. That is the correct answer. So one full mark for that. Question number 12 on the screen. Which of the following is not a greenhouse gas? Student, methane, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, ammonia.
So D part, ammonia.
So D part, ammonia.
Yes, Vidya, correct answer. Correct answer has been given, student. We have discussed in detail greenhouse gases. Everywhere the questions are coming on greenhouses gases, student. What are greenhouses gases, students? They are important in our atmosphere. What they do? What is the function of greenhouse gases? They absorb sun's radiation, student, and maintain a temperature on the earth, student. But if there is a too much of that, then they will heat up the earth. And you know, methane gas is there, carbon dioxide gas is there, carbon monoxide gas is there, water also there, student. All these can act as greenhouse, but ammonia is not a greenhouse. Ammonia is not going to absorb the radiations is the correct answer. Okay. Which step is not involved in the carbon cycle, students? Carbon cycle. We have discussed with you carbon cycle, student. Photosynthesis, transpiration, respiration, burning of fossil fuels.
So B part, transpiration.
Correct answer given by Anya. Your answer is absolutely correct. We have told you what is carbon cycle. You have carbon, student, and when you are doing combustion, student, what is happening? You are doing respiration, student. What happens? Carbon dioxide is released, student, and what is important? The photosynthesis is very important, student. And what happens? Photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is consumed, oxygen is released. So burning of combustion is burning of fossil fuels. Then you have students this respiration process, photosynthesis, all these are important. Transpiration is loss of water from plants, that is not involved in the carbon cycle. That means you have understood carbon cycle very clearly. You are getting one full mark for these students. Question number 14 is coming on the screen, students. What do you mean by ozone hole? Very important. Like we have discussed in great detail, student. Ozone hole, student. Ozone hole, a large sized hole in ozone layer, thinning of the ozone layer, small holes scattered in the ozone, thickening of the ozone layer. Students,
Thinning of the ozone layer.
thinning of the ozone layer is the correct answer given by Vidhi. You are getting one full mark, student. So basically, we have shown you ozone oxygen cycle going on, student. And what happens that radicals OH, we have told you radicals, nitrogen oxides and no radicals and some other radicals, student. And what happens, those fluorochlorohydrocarbons, they are coming, student. They will react with this, these radicals will react with it and will make this, convert ozone into O2, and this makes it thin, student. It becomes thinner and thinner, student. And when it becomes very thin, what will happen? It absorbs the harmful ultraviolet radiations. Then it will start coming and reaching us, which will be serious threat to the human lives. Okay, correct answer. Question number 15 is coming. Ozone layer is getting depleted because of excessive use of automobiles, excessive formation of industrial, excessive use of man-made compounds containing both fluorine and chlorine, excessive deforestation. What is the correct answer, students?
So C part. Excessive use of man-made compounds containing both fluorine and chlorine.
Absolutely right answer given by Vidhi. You already know that hydrocarbons are a great source. Refrigerants you are using and other sprays. There's aerosol sprays, perfumes, etc., which you are using, student. They are going into the atmosphere there and will destroy the oxy O3, student. And this excessive use always, student. That is the correct answer. So you are getting one full mark for that. Is important. Ozone layer is important. Ozone hole is important, and how it protects us from harmful ultraviolet radiation. All this we learn, students. In natural resources is a very important topic, students. Next question is on the screen, student. Which of the following is a recently generated problem of the environment, student? Ozone layer, greenhouse effect, global warming. Which of the
So
following?
D part, all of the above.
Correct answer given by Anya. Your answer is absolutely right. You see that last year and this year, there have been great protests and demonstrations all over the world, student, because the environment, student, which we live, the environment, student, our atmosphere is getting contaminated, student, and which could be serious threat to the life of the man. As you have seen, student, forest fires were there, more use of carbon was there, student, deforestation was going on. All this caused large amount of increase in greenhouse gases and also use of the fluorochlorohydrocarbons and jet emissions causing, student, ozone layer, and what we talked of global warming. So all the factors have played important role, student, in this, which we are already discussing. Important: ozone, greenhouse effect, global warming. These are some of the things which we have learned to survive and live on earth. As you know, that number of persons who are falling sick is increasing, student. More people are dying by pollution and serious asthmatic patients, lung infections, cancer. So many things you are observing, student, are the cause of this. So many species have undergone extinction, students, from the planet Earth due to global warming. Due to global warming, they're not existing now. So there is a data available for that also. All right, question number 17 is coming, student. When we breathe in air, nitrogen also goes inside along with oxygen. What is the fate of the nitrogen, students? It moves along with oxygen into the cell. It comes out with CO2 during exhalation. It is absorbed only by nasal cells. Nitrogen concentration is already more in the cells, so it is not at all absorbed. What is the answer, students?
D part. It comes out with the CO2 during exhalation.
Correct answer. Vidhi, its answer is absolutely right. Oh, what is interesting, because this is something very important. Air. I am you. I am inhaling air, student. Breathe, and the result. This you are saying about 78, about 21, about 21%. Then both are going, but this is inert and two is inert, student. We have told you. Not affected, goes and comes out like the same. Thank God it's not reacting with my body. But nitrogen is required in my body, you know. Amino acid, proteins, DNA, RNA, all these contain nitrogen. Protein, I am eating protein, student. Is an essential component of my body. But nitrogen gas not reacting. That is why we talked of nitrogen fixation, student. Okay, correct answer. It will come out. What is the reason? You already see the structure of the nitrogen, student. It has a triple bond. It is very, very stable. Large energy is required to break, and to large energy, we don't have that much. So this is inert. Okay, very good answers. You are learning more than what is in the NCERT book, I can tell you. With me, you will be learning a lot of things which will be there in 10th class science also and 11th class science also. Okay, students. Question 18 is coming, students. The topsoil contains the following. Topsoil, student, topsoil. Humus and living organism, humus and soil particles, humus, living organism and plants, humus, living organism and soil particles, students. So what the topsoil contains, students?
So D part. Humus, living organisms, and solid particles.
Very good answer, very good answer. You know, correct answer. With the answer absolutely right. You know that topsoil is the most important for us. That is where lot of activities are going on. The living organism is also there, student. Soil particles are the humus. They make it porous so that water can be absorbed, student, and then plants can grow. And you know, there is already soil erosion. You are aware of it. Important questions are being asked on soil erosion. That the topsoil, if too much water is there, too much winds are there, student, and fertilizer, pesticide, what is happening? There is a erosion of the soil. There are so many factors for soil erosion, and topsoil is the most important part of the soil, where you have humus, living organism, and soil particles. So that is required for our agriculture. Very important, very important. Correct answer, correct answer. Question number 19 is coming on the screen, student. Choose the correct sequences, student. CO2 in atmosphere, decomposers, organic carbon in animals, organic carbon in plants. Then students, carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, organic carbon in plants, organic carbon in animals, inorganic carbon in the soil, inorganic carbonates in water, organic carbon in plants, organic carbon in animal scavengers. Fourth choice, organic carbon in animals, decomposers, CO2 in atmosphere, organic carbon in plants. Student, which is
So
the
B
correct
part.
answer?
CO2 in atmosphere, organic carbon in plants, organic carbon in animals, and then inorganic carbon in soil.
That is the correct answer. You have atmosphere. What is there in the atmosphere, student? Atmosphere, you know, carbon dioxide is being used for photosynthesis by the plants. That is correct. And then organic carbon, you know what they are forming inside them, amino acids and proteins, all that in the organic matter. Organic compounds, there are organic compounds, students, that what you have glucose, or what we call as carbohydrates, students. And then these animals will use it, animals will eat it, student, and inorganic carbon will be there in the soil. You know, when animals and all that dead remains of the still there in the soil, student, inorganic carbon is there in the soil. All right, that is the correct answer. You are getting one full mark for that, students. Major source of mineral in the soil is the, there are minerals in the soil. We told you minerals in the soil from which you are getting metal, students. Oxides, sulfates, carbonates, all these. They are mineral source of, there are major source of minerals in soil, student. So major source of mineral soil is parent rock from which soil is formed, plants, animals, bacteria. Which is the correct answer, students?
So A part. Parent rock from which soil is formed.
That is the correct, you know. You have, student, what do you have? Minerals in the rocks. Minerals. You have minerals, student. You have ores, students, and there is a rock, student, rocks from which you are getting, student, minerals. So rock is the major parent rock from which soil is formed, is the major source. That is the correct answer given by Viri. You get one full mark for that, students. Next question on the screen, students. Total earth surface covered by water is, total earth surface covered by water is, students, 75%, 60%, 85%, 50%.
So A part. 75%.
That is the correct answer. We already have shown you that about 75%, 74 to 75% is water. Water is very essential, and your earth surface has about 75% of the water. Where the water bodies are more, you have seen greater biodiversity. Different type of plants, different type of living species are more, student, where you have water. Water is essential, most important for the life and the biodiversity. Answer correct with the getting one full mark. Next question on the screen, student. Biotic components of the biosphere is not constituted by, biotic components of the biosphere. Biotic components of the not constituted by producers, consumer, decomposers, air.
So D part. Air.
Yes, absolutely right answer given by Vidhi. You have been told about biotic components and abiotic components, students. Then you have been told about the lithosphere and how then you become biosphere, student, where we are living, the interaction of these components. So air is a abiotic component, student. These are producer, consumer, decomposers. You already know about them. They are biotic components. So that is the correct answer. One full mark is given. Next question on the screen, student. An increase in carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere would not cause more heat to be retained, increase in photosynthesis in plants, global warming, abundance of desert plants.
So D part, abundance of desert plants.
Correct answer has been given by with the increase in carbon dioxide, because CO2, you know, is a greenhouse gas. Very important. We again and again are using that carbon emission is increasing, then serious problem. So it heats more heat. It is greenhouse gas. It absorbs heat, student. It absorbs heat, and naturally more CO2 will mean more photosynthesis and is a cause of global warming. We know about it. And how the ice glaciers are melting, student. Already the temperature shoots up, right? No, desert plants. What desert plant? So abundance of desert plants, nothing in this, has nothing to do with carbon dioxide. That is the correct answer. One full mark for that. Question 24 on the screen for you. Oxygen is returned to the atmosphere mainly by burning of fossil fuel, respiration, photosynthesis, fungi, students.
So
Which,
C part, photosynthesis.
okay, absolutely correct answer. That, students, your answers are correct, because if you burn fossil fuel, carbon dioxide goes, respiration, you need oxygen, photosynthesis, you know what happens, carbon dioxide, water, and these plants, students, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, you are aware of that, students, what happens, they, that you know, student, plus oxygen. So this is the main source, student, how the oxygen is being returned into the atmosphere. Oxygen cycle we have learned, student. Very good answer, very good answer. I thank you, Anya and Vidhi. Your all answers are coming correct. Very good answers. And moreover, you are understanding so much about each and every question which we are talking. Low visibility during cold weather is due to, students, is due to low visibility during cold weather, formation of fossil fuels, unburnt carbon particles, lack of adequate power supply, none of this. Cold weather.
So B part.
B is the correct answer, student. During cold seasons, what happen? Cold weather. What is formed during the cold weather, student? You have heard about smog, smoke and fog. Smoke plus fog will produce what, student? Smog. And then visibility is not there. So there are particles, students, in the atmosphere, carbon, hydrocarbons, and all that is the correct answer. Question number 26 is coming on the screen. Growth of lichens on barren rock is followed by the growth of moss, ferns, gymnosperms, algae.
So A part, moss.
Moss. Yeah, you have seen that how on the barren rocks some moss is there, moss, some green substance you see, student. So this is very important that we see them also on certain old trees also you see, student. That is the correct answer. Get one full mark for that. Next question, student. Marked temperature changes in aquatic environment can affect students. Breeding of animals, more growth of aquatic plant, process of digestion, availability of nutrients, students.
So A part, breeding of animals.
Excellent, correct answer, because we have told you how the temperature is affecting, student. The temperature is a very important factor. Over, if the temperature becomes very high or very low, what will happen? The breeding of animals will be strongly affected, students. And this is the correct answer. You are getting one full mark for that, students. Thank you for answering the question number 28 on the screen. Soil erosion can be prevented by. How you can prevent soil erosion, students? Raising forest, deforestation, excessive use of fertilizer, overgrazing by the animals.
So A part, raising forest.
Correct answer given by Anya and Vidhi. Correct answer. Forestation is very important, student. That we are more and more plantation student be done. As we will cut the trees, what will happen? There will be soil erosion, excessive use of fertilizer, soil erosion. Animals will graze it, soil erosion. So more plantation is already in the process. We are doing it, student. Correct answer. All right, student. What happens when rain falls on a soil without vegetational cover, student? Without vegetational cover. Rainwater percolates in soil. Rainwater causes loss of surface soil. Rainwater leads to fertility. Rainwater does not cause any change in the soil. If there is no
So
pla- plants or trees, rain falls, what will happen?
so B part, rainwater causes loss of surface.
Soil. That is the correct answer. There will be loss of the surface soil. That is why we say plantation is very important. If you will cut the trees, and there will be serious soil erosion going to be there. Correct answer. Correct answer. Next question on the screen. Oxygen is harmful for forms nitrogen fixing bacteria are a mango tree. Which is the correct answer, students?
So B part, nitrogen fixing bacteria.
Absolutely right answer, students. Therefore, students, the score for today's quiz stands 30 out of 30. You are 100% learned the natural resources, and you have been able to answer all the questions correctly, students. Great. Well done, students. Keep it up, and we are sure that you are going very good and you are able to understand and all the most of the science topics which we have covered, and you are answering every each and question very good. That is the way we learn science, students. By this way we have improved our knowledge, and also we can answer question in the paper, students. Therefore, my special thanks and congratulations to all of you for such a great. Congratulations, students. You are getting good, step by step, and my best wishes. So, your question answer session was very good. I hope you have learned the chapter very thoroughly. Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
How did you find this? How did you find this? Tell me.
Good, sir.
Okay, my best wishes to all of you, and keep sharing our videos with your friends, students. They are already in the YouTube. You will get it, and kindly circulate it to your friends so that they can also get knowledge, student, and learn science, so that they become more and more interested in science, and in future they can go for medical or engineering or other students science careers, which is very much the need of the country, and we can live more happily, healthily with the knowledge of science, and improve the atmosphere, environment, and avoid the pollution, which is very dangerous and harmful, so that we live more healthy and we are away from those diseases which are already threatening our life. Bye bye. Then I see you in my next class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.